And it is week 2, day number 6 of CDL or bust. Russell, I guess we'll start off with how was your weekend?
Great weekend. I'm glad the first week's behind us.
What'd you do?
Uh, just crammed everything in, all the information as far as passing the written part of the test. But wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
No, no, no.
But
But what'd you do this past weekend?
bunch of yard work. The we've had a lot of rain, so by the time I get home from here, I can't really do much. I got two teenage boys, so dealing with them. They're both boxing, so gotta be at the gym. Kind of, I'm assistant coach, so I'm involved with that. So I don't have a lot of time to get the details on my yard. So I spent all weekend pulling weeds and weed eating and weed whacking.
I guess it's tough for them to pull weeds with boxing gloves on, huh?
Right.
Russell, you referenced your CDL permit test. Uh, I don't know how close you came. I don't know if you know how close you came last Thursday, and then you had to retake it Friday. How nerve-wracking, frustrating was from when you found out you hadn't passed until you actually took it again Friday and found out you passed? How were those 24 hours?
I barely got any sleep Thursday night leading into Friday morning. I pretty much kept doing all three tests over and over and over and over, probably six, seven times a piece. So until I felt like, well, actually, until I felt my eyes was going
Yeah.
numb. I mean, I decided to get some Z's right about 1:30 or so.
When you drove that shuttle, the medical shuttle, did you have to take any kind of a test at all for that, or they
No,
just gave you the
no,
key?
just regular clean driving record and a active license.
So when is the last time you had to take a classroom test, not counting last week in class, something that
Boy,
counted? Senior year of high school, right?
high school.
Been a little time.
Yes,
Did that add to the anxiety for you? Do you think that's what
it
happened?
did. It
Is that
did.
what happened Thursday more than you didn't know it? You were just so nervous?
I think that and part of it, I think the nerves made me rush. So I was rushing through some questions thinking I was hitting the right answer, but actually there would be two right answers and you'd have to pick the best answer. So I would just see the right answer in my head and not look at the other two or three and click that button and it'd be the right answer, but not the best answer.
When you found out you hadn't passed, did they tell you how close you were, or they just tell you you didn't pass?
Well, you have a certain amount that you can miss, and it's down at the bottom of the screen. And I was down to the wire with, I believe, I could miss two questions, and it was three questions left. And I got one right. It was down to the wire, and
It was
you
real
just click the
close.
button, and then it says you're failed. I mean, I don't know how much
So it
you
was real
know,
close then.
it was real close. Yeah, I think you got to get 40 right on the general,
Uh,
25 on the other two.
did you feel at that moment real mad, real frustrated, or just I know I'm this close, I'm going to pass it tomorrow? What were your emotions like when that happened?
I didn't beat myself up too much. I've taken some whoopings over the years, and I know how to deal with loss pretty well. I just brushed it off and went and studied.
The whoopings you're referencing are those Golden Gloves, MMA, or both,
Both.
and not from your wife.
She tends to go upside my head from time to time, but hey, I can handle it.
When you came back to class that day, how were your classmates? Were they pretty encouraging? That we know you're going to pass. You were just
Absolutely,
nervous, or
absolutely. They were great. No criticism, other than constructive criticism. They were great. The I think everybody pretty much had to take it twice, except maybe one or two of us.
was there anything particular anybody said that stuck with you that helped you on Friday?
They sent me, actually, Jason sent me to a site online that's the actual test of the DMV. So I just kept taking those three tests over and over and over and over until I believed I've seen all the answers and was able to, lock it in my head.
Okay, so we talked about last week. Today you're supposed to be starting out actually outside, out of that
Mhm.
classroom. So what did you do this morning?
We did straight line backing up all morning.
That you guys each took turns behind the wheel.
Correct.
Now, the shuttle you drove, any idea how many feet it was?
A little bit bigger than a conversion van, maybe.
Okay, so how different did this feel versus backing the shuttle up?
It's night and day. It's no comparison. When backing up a tractor trailer, as you know, when you turn in the opposite direction that you want to go. So that took a little time for my brain to register that. And but once I did, it seemed to fall in place.
Really? So dealing with the mirrors and all that and the size of this thing, which is huge, do you think you're over that hurdle already?
No, uh, I'm in a better place now as far as my confidence level, but I'm far from feeling comfortable.
Okay. And everybody kind of felt the same way?
Yeah.
Because I guess nobody's really actually driven a tractor trailer. I mean,
As far as I know, nobody in
Ann's
the
driven a
class.
school bus, which is,
Right.
getting toward that. But was there anything funny happen this morning? Anybody hit something, a cone, or I don't know what's out
I
there?
think everybody got hit a few cones.
Are you guys bonding over this experience this morning, even more so than written tests?
It's a lot more camaraderie than the first half of the first week.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of got to know each other, and it's becoming more of a family atmosphere.
And these instructors are people you hadn't met till this morning, right? Did people,
Correct.
did they say you're going to do more backing today, or is it you're going to move on to the shift
I
this afternoon?
think the second half of today is offset
Okay.
backing.
All right. Russell, look back at last week for a minute. What do you think the hardest thing has been so far about this experience?
Um, I guess just retaining all the information to pass the written part of the test. It's just so many different things you have to remember, and I would suggest to anybody getting ready to start their CDL is to do the test. Try to retain what you can in class, but obviously you won't be able to. But get online and do those practice tests over and over and over until you feel like you're comfortable.
And what's been the best part so far about coming to Truck America training?
Well, so far getting my permit, getting that behind me.
Feel like I'm a little moment of triumph there?
Yeah,
All right. Ray Russell, thank you so much for talking to us. Glad you got over that hurdle last Thursday. We were a little nervous here at Transport Topics about how you and Teddy were going to do, so we're glad everybody's moving on and enjoy the offset this afternoon, and we'll talk to you later this week. Thanks a lot, Russell.
thank you.